So guys, it's just gone past 6 PM and EA have dropped some more content on us. Today they have given us an 86 rated Scream Giovinco, which as you can see is an SBC. Let's have a look at these. It's an 84 rated squad and an 83 rated squad, so this card shouldn't in theory cost too much. In this video today we're going to be completing these SBCs. We're then going to obviously obtain the card, try it out to see if it's worth its actual cost. If you could leave a like rating on this video, that would be greatly appreciated. In the comment section down below, let me know your thoughts on this card and the SBCs required to get it, and obviously subscribe to the channel if you're new around here as well. And on top of that, one more thing, check out OneFootball if you need a football app to keep you up to date with the latest news. There's a link to download that app in the top of the description. It is of course free. Okay, so for the first SBC, the Italy SBC, you need one player from Italy and an 84 rated squad around them. So this SBC is rather simple and relatively easy to do, and it's also not too expensive. I'm very fortunate in having a bunch of these players untradeable, so this SBC is actually going to cost me absolutely nothing because, like I said, all of these are untradeable, so I'm happy to submit all of them for that SBC. For the Atomico SBC, this is what we will be using. We'll be using Carlos Vela as the MLS required player, and then we've got like a La Liga Serie A hybrid to finish off the rest of the squad. This one, once again, probably won't be the cheapest solution for this SBC. However, it does use a bunch of untradeable players that I have in my club, so I'm obviously happy to submit it. So, we've now completed both of the SBCs, and we do indeed now have the Scream Giovinco in our club, and I'm looking forward to trying this card out, to be honest, because it's got some pretty good attributes on it, but it's also got a couple of ones which don't look too great, so it'll be interesting to see how this card performs in game as he walks out on our screen. So let's send him to the club and let's go open these packs. Now, I'm not expecting anything from these packs because, to be honest, you really don't get anything good back pack wise. You get a jumbo gold pack and a small prime gold players pack, so yeah, the packs you get back are not amazing, but can we make profit? It's still possible. In the first pack, we get boards. Is that boards? It is. We're going to get a Mexican. It's going to be a right wing. It's going to be Carlos Vela, who, ironically, I just submitted into that last SBC. So welcome back to the club, Carlos Vela. Hopefully, in the next pack, we can make some more coins. Hopefully, we at least get boards. That is the hope. Come on here. What we're going to get? At least be boards? It's not going to be boards, okay. So we won't be making money back on this Giovinco SBC, but to be honest, it's an SBC that costs around 35k, so I'm not too disheartened by that. So let's get rid of these and let's get into this player review. Okay, so this is the team I'm going to be using Giovinco in. I'm essentially going to be subbing him in the first minute for Sebastian, and that's how we're going to use him. And the reason I'm doing that is because I feel like most people are going to be looking at this card as a potential super sub option. So that's how we're going to play him. He is going to be playing as a striker for me. So, Giovinco, he's 5'4" in game, so yeah, the guy is pretty short. Not expecting him to win many headers. He's got a 4-star weak foot and 4-star skills, which is good to see. In-game attributes wise, really good acceleration of 86, but his sprint speed doesn't match his acceleration, so this guy probably does get to his max speed rather quickly, but then doesn't feel as quick once he reaches it. In the shooting department, we can see he's got a really good attack positioning stat of 90, decent finishing of 84, really good shot power of 87, and pretty good long shots of 88. And on top of those shooting stats, he's also got 83 composure, so I am expecting this guy to be decent in front of goal. Passing wise, he's got an elite free kick accuracy stat of 98, really good short passing of 81, and a very good curve of 96. Over in the dribbling department, wow, there's some brilliant stats there. He's got 96 agility, 95 balance, 87 ball control, and 87 in-game dribbling. On the ball, this guy should feel really good, especially with him having such high agility and being quite small in-game. This guy should be really easy to maneuver. Physically, he's got pretty average stamina of 77 and really low strength of 43, so yeah, we're going to have to avoid defenders like the plague when playing games, because even like the weakest of defenders probably are going to knock this guy about. Anyway, we've looked at the numbers, we've done the SBCs, and we have the Giovinco card. Let's get into some games and let's see how this item performs. So this is what our first opponent is rocking. He has a pretty good side and he's got two Ultimate Scream defenders in his backline. Giovinco is going to be up against Ultimate Scream Romagnoli and Ultimate Scream Otamendi, two very pacey centre-backs. Here is Giovinco's first touch on the ball. How does he feel? Dribbles past one. Gets past Otamendi. Going to try and open up some space for a shot. Controls the ball really well, to be fair. But eventually just gets bodied to the floor by Otamendi. Son's in space. Gets it to Giovinco. He's in the box and he'll make it 1-0. Poor defence from my opponent and we take full advantage very early on. Let me tell you what I don't like to see when I'm defending corners. My 5'4" striker being at the front post. Why is that still a thing in this game? And Ndombele finds Heung-min Son, who links up nicely with the Italian. How's the through ball from Son? Pretty good. Now Giovinco's got some space to run into. He's got to open up the opportunity for a shot. Here's Sane. He finds Son. Son puts through Giovinco, who's been given a bit of space. And will accept that space. Oh, that would have been a nice goal, but probably should have passed that instead of shooting there. But good bit of dribbling from Giovinco to get into that position. Son and Giovinco link up nicely. Giovinco's through a gap. Has he got the pace? Maybe not on this occasion, but he's got the dribbling to try and keep the ball, but just doesn't have the strength, and Romagnoli comes and knocks him off the ball. Gets the ball out to Son, and now we've got a chance to break, potentially, on the counter-attack. Son finds Ndombele. He's going to slide it through for Giovinco, who's going to try and get round João Cancelo, but he's just going to wrestle him off the ball. And there is the half-time whistle at the break. We have ourselves a 1-0 lead. It's been a fairly even first half, to be honest. Both sides haven't had too many chances, but obviously we've had one which we have taken in the very early moments of the game. Let's get into the second half and hopefully extend our lead. Giovinco links up with Heung-min Son. Son gets the ball back to him. The Italian tries to get the shot off, but he's closed down very quickly and eventually draws a foul. So obviously we're going to have to take this with Giovinco, and from this angle I'm not actually that great at free kicks. I'm going to try and just curl it into the left corner. Can we do that with Giovinco? Oh, it's not a bad effort, but Donnarumma saves. Walcott finds Son. Son and Giovinco link up nicely. Chance for Son now. Can he get the shot away? No. I don't know why. There was a bit of delay there. I was trying to sprint and Son just wouldn't run. Nice play from Giovinco though. Sissoko finds Heung-min Son, who gets the ball on the inside to Giovinco. He returns the favour with a brilliant through ball. Son, oh, really should have scored on the first attempt, but fortunately does on the second. Really nice through ball there from the Italian. Son and Giovinco on the counter-attack. Son breaking through. Can we get it back to the Italian? We're going to spam it across the box. Oh, that's surely a handball from Otamendi. Surely a handball. Sane. Oh, Giovinco, he's going to score a header. We've actually scored a header with Giovinco, the 5'4" forward, with not great heading accuracy, has scored a header. Incredible scenes. That was a complete AIDS goal, but you know what? I'm not going to complain. Header, 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 and eventually the ball's in the back of the net. What is Donnarumma there? Surely he could have caught that. Donnarumma could have caught that. Giovinco and Sane on the charge. Sane puts the ball inside for Giovinco. Can he finish? Oh, he should have. He should have in that position. Got one more chance to get that fourth goal. Son plays the ball over the top to Giovinco, who's taken a really good touch there. Can he make it 4? Yes, he can, with a very nice power shot in injury time. And yeah, this game looks like I've absolutely battered my opponent. But to be fair, my opponent's actually played quite well. I've just been miles more clinical than him. Really nice goal there from Giovinco, just stealing the ball from my opposition's defender before running through on goal and blasting it past Donnarumma. I want the clean sheet. There we go. The game is over. We have won 4-0 and Giovinco on debut has got himself a hat-trick. So not a bad performance from him. He also got an assist for Son's goal as well. So how was Giovinco in this game? He was decent, as you can imagine. I'm not going to complain too much when a player scores a hat-trick, but it is worth noting he wasn't the easiest player to play with. You've got to play a certain way. You've got to avoid defenders as much as possible with this card, and that's how you're going to have success with him, because if defenders do get hold of him, they do dispossess him rather easily. Anyway, let's get into another match. Our next opponent is coming at us with a 5 at the backside, which is interesting. He has Rafael Varane and Sergio Ramos in that backline, two very quick and strong defenders. So yeah, this game will be quite interesting. He's actually got a really good backline, but his attack isn't that great. I wonder if he's trying to do an objective or something. Interception there. Son plays it through for Giovinco. Can he get through this gap? He's under a bit of pressure. We're going to go for the finesse shot. And it's going to test the hands of Courtois. Finds Son, who does really well to beat his man. Gets the ball off to Giovinco, who puts it inside for Son, who should finish, but I panicked with a shot. Bit of space on the edge of the box, and we go for the shot, and look at that. What a rocket into the top corner. What an absolute rocket that was. I mean, that's why I don't give someone with his long shot stats that much space. And it was a left-footed strike as well. That's his weak foot. Right, we'll take this one with Giovinco. I haven't really scored from this range in this this game yet. How's the cross? Oh, it's not bad. And Walcott scored. Well, I guess I have scored from that range now. Nice assist from Giovinco from the set piece. So the referee's just blown for half-time, and at the break we have ourselves a 1-goal advantage. We're 2-1 up, and I'm hoping we can go on to get the win in this game. I'm a bit annoyed about the goal I conceded, to be honest, but yeah, what can you do? That's FIFA 20. Let's get into the second half and hopefully just extend our lead and guarantee the win. And Dombele brings the ball forward, finds Giovinco, first time finesse, and that's a really nice first time finesse as it curls around Courtois, and just like that, our lead is restored. And yeah, if you're wondering, I did blow a 2-0 lead, but I'm now back ahead. My opponent's definitely gone on to attacking now because his full defence isn't there anymore. As Giovinco tries to open up space, does really well, can he finish? Oh, that's a great goal. That just shows his ball control and dribbling ability. Such good close control, kept the ball close to his feet, and eventually he's tucked the ball into the back of net. My opponent got very aggressive with his defence there and we took full advantage. So the full-time whistle has now blown and we have recorded a 4-2 victory. I did have a 2-0 lead in this game and I did blow it, but luckily in the second half we came on strong and we got 2 more goals to restore the lead and get the win. How was Giovinco in that game? He was much better in the second game than he was in the first, to be honest, and I feel like in this game he was up against some really tough defensive opposition as well, especially with my opponent playing 5-back for most of the game. He actually only switched to the 4-1-2-on-2 in the second half when he needed the goals. Anyway guys, that is the live gameplay done for you. I am going to play 1 or 2 more games with this Giovinco item, but that's the gameplay done for you because I don't want this video to be super long. I'll see you all in a second on the summary page. So after playing with the 5'4" Italian forward a bit more, what do I make of this card? Well, I used him as a striker obviously in game and he scored plenty of goals for me, especially in the first 2 games he was very effective, but in the second 2 games wasn't as effective, which is definitely worth noting. In game, he's not the quickest of players. He's got good acceleration, as you can imagine, but once he hits his top speed, it feels like he plateaus rather quickly, so he doesn't feel that quick, and he sometimes can break away from defences if he's got a yard or 2 on them, but if he doesn't, he's not going to be that striker who's going to see a gap and run straight through it. Shooting wise, was pretty impressed with this item, to be honest. In front of goal, he scored quite a few goals for me. From distance, this guy is certainly a threat. His long shots are accurate and his power shots are great. His finishing for an 86 rated card, I would say, is alright. For a high rated card like that, you probably would expect him to be a bit more clinical, but still, I'm not saying he's bad in front of goal because he's definitely not. Positioning wise, very happy with this item, makes some pretty good runs in behind and regularly does push forward. Passing wise, very happy. This card's passing is brilliant, and having a 2-strike formation is perfect for this guy because it gives him someone to play off. His short passing was great, his through balls are very good, and yeah, was just very happy to link this guy up with my other attackers. I also thought his dribbling was outstanding. He's very agile, he's got great balance, he controls the ball well, and he's just really fun to have in possession of the ball. But he definitely is one of them players who you have to use that dribbling to your advantage. You've got to use his dribbling and ball control to keep him away from defenders, because defenders will knock this guy off the ball very easily because his strength is horrendous. He is very weak in game, and like the top tier defenders, you said your Ramoses, your Varans, your Van Dijks, etc. are going to dominate this guy if they get hold of him. Aerially, this guy isn't the best, as you can imagine. Yeah, I know I scored a header with him, but it was a bit of an aids goal. But nonetheless, as you can imagine, this guy is not much of an aerial threat, standing at 5'4" and having like 35 jumping. So don't be crossing to this guy. Overall though, I didn't think this card was that bad, and considering he only costs around 35k, the value for money isn't too bad at all. Saying that, would I use this card again? Probably not. I'll probably never use this card again if I'm being fully honest, just because there are so many better attacking options in the game and there are so many better super sub options available in Ultimate Team. This card was decent in game, don't get me wrong, but do I think it performed like an 86 rated item? No, I don't, to be honest. It performed like an 83 rated striker or something like that. So guys, those are my thoughts on the 86 rated Giovinco. Do I advise picking this item up? To be honest, the SBC is 40k, you get a couple of packs back and an 86 rated card, so I don't think the SBC is bad value at all. If you've got plenty of coins, then go for it, but if you're short on coins, I'd probably give this one a miss if I'm being fully honest. So guys, those are my thoughts on the 86 rated Ultimate Scream Giovinco item. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, please do leave a like rating on it. In the comment section down below, feel free to ask me any questions you want about this card. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.